right, here we are, pre-Friday, August 7th, 2025. If you want to get a hold of me, you can, over at 208-535-1015. I had this question that I was ready to go with for today's to Peach Their Own during the 4 p.m. hour, and I lost it. So, I was scrolling Ask Reddit. I found this question, and I think Victor talked about this, because I was listening to his podcast, which you should do as well, the Victor Wiltz Show podcast. You can find all of our shows available on demand wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find them at riverbendmediagroup.com/podcasts. I saw this question: what is extremely unhygienic, but everyone seems to do it anyway? Use their phone on the toilet and when eating without regularly cleaning it. Now, I have a little bit of an issue here. First world problem. My phone, it's an iPhone. It, for some reason, anytime I plug in my headphones, a charger, now if I barely touch whatever is plugged into my phone, it just disconnects right away. It's super annoying. So then I go onto Google and I type in a way to clean. Why is my phone not charging? It says to clean the jack right there, and it says to use isopropyl alcohol. So that's what I did. I grabbed some cotton swabs. I had some 70% isopropyl alcohol or isopropyl alcohol, however you say it. Swabbed the sides of my phone, swiped the bottom as well. And while I'm doing that, I'm on the phone. And so after I clean it, I then continue my phone call with that specific person. And sure enough, they can't hear me. They're just sitting there silently, and I'm screaming, hello? Like as loud as possible. Turns out I looked it up. Isopropyl alcohol might ruin your microphone on your phone. I found that from another Google search. So be careful when trying to clean your phone. I don't know if I need to upgrade to the latest iPhone. My iPhone's still pretty new. I think I have the 14 Pro Max. So it's cooler when you say Pro Max. I got the 14 Pro Max. I think it's okay. I think it's great. I don't need to upgrade just yet. What are we on now? The iPhone 16? Are we close to the 17? Maybe I'll upgrade then once they announce the iPhone 17. I remember when the iPhone was new. Now we're on the 17th version of it. Jeez. Going back to this question, what is extremely unhygienic, but everyone seems to do it anyway? Buy a pack of tortillas from the grocery store, take the tortillas home and open the package, pull out a tortilla and temporarily put it on top of the package thinking you're keeping it off the countertop. You may as well have slapped your tortilla directly onto the grocery store shelf before taking it home. The outsides of grocery packaging are not clean. You know what? I've survived this long. I'm not like, a certain person that does the morning show here that gets freaked out by germs. I've put tons of tortillas on top of packages before and been just fine. Knocking on wood. Anyway, Peach's Pit Party will continue here in just a few on K-Barrel 101. So I saw this article here. Seems some women on dating apps like Hinge, they're using the Hinge app to find themselves a handyman. Instead of meeting for dinner and drinks, these women are asking guys to come over with their toolbox and having them build this piece of IKEA furniture that they've been meaning to build, hang up shelves, whatever DIY project needs doing. With a little flirtation on the side, they're inviting these dudes to come over to their place and get it done. Now, I would talk badly about this, but I think I've done this in the past, to be quite honest with you. Where I've invited someone over and been like, hey, could you help me hang this poster up? Didn't I just a couple days ago say that I borrow my friend's vacuums just because I don't want to purchase a more expensive one? I'm too cheap to do so. Because I already spent enough money on food and toilet paper. Paper towels and toilet paper are so expensive for no reason. And I don't necessarily want to go to a place like Dollar Tree and get their rolls of toilet paper or their rolls of paper towels because your fingers will go right through both of them, right? They're thin. It's like tissue paper. Well, they are tissues. But anyway, I think it's sure enough, if they agree to do it, might as well, right? I'm not a handy person whatsoever, but if you're one of those, if you're a guy or gal that can do maintenance or do work on cars, that can fix things up around the house, put that on your dating profile, and it just might help you. Peaches Pit Party on K-Bear at 101. Don't you love it when somebody gets in trouble? They get caught, and then they go, oh, I didn't know that was a bad thing. This 26-year-old German guy, he was in Malta on vacation, I would assume. Says 26-year-old German tourist rides a motorcycle completely naked through the streets of, is it Pieta? You know, Sunburn City on the outskirts of Malta. So he wasn't necessarily in Malta. He was in the outskirts of it. No shirt, no pants, nothing but helmet and ambition, apparently. And the internet, of course, you know, the picture's going around because the guy's just butt naked on a little like, what? Is it even a motorcycle or is it more so a scooter? It looks like to me one of those mopeds. No, never mind. I looked at another picture. It looks like an actual motorcycle. And, well, he got caught because the police were like, hey, can't be doing that. And then he got sent to court. And in the court, he was like, well, I didn't know it was illegal. I didn't know I couldn't drive without my clothes on. So the judge slapped him with a 1,200, is it euros? Is that what that symbol is? 1,200 euro fine, which is, you know, they also just banned him from driving in Malta for 6 months. He didn't go to jail. And they said he should be grateful. I mean, I can't imagine trying to defend myself in court after getting caught driving naked. Did they pull up pictures of him doing so? He must have been under the influence of something, right? That, or he could have just claimed he was simply a nudist. That would have been a better defense. Disturbed on K-Bear 101. Somebody posted in the K-Bear 101 Idaho Rock and Metal Facebook group. I guess in years past, I don't know the full story. I've heard variations of it. I don't know the exact story of what happened. Maybe I should have asked Victor about it, but I guess Disturbed just... Victor, since you're walking by, I'm talking about this on the show. What happened with Disturbed here in southeast Idaho?
Oh, well, there's a video from way back in the day where they showed up to, I believe it was the Bannock County Fairgrounds.
Okay.
And we're not happy with the conditions.
That's what I was seeing here, because Chase, loyal listener Chase, said a sad, what the heck does that say? Reminder? I guess he tried saying reminder as to why we don't see Disturbed in southeastern Idaho.
Well,
and I think people like to just hold grudges. I myself am the king of holding grudges, and I was just trying to think of the longest grudge I've ever held in my entire life. It might be my high school basketball coach calling me the cancer to the team.
Mine goes back to elementary school.
Oh, yeah. Well, so tell me about it.
Well, that was when the principal put me in the supply closet.
Put you in the closet, yeah.
You know, I didn't get to go on the field trip because I was talking in the hallway, and they put me, you know, in the supply closet, and I had to just stay there all day.
I think my longest grudge would either have to be Miss Mock in 6th grade when she gave me the only detention I have ever had. Ever.
Oh.
And I was crying my eyes out when I got it. Oh, yeah.
Well, I've had lots of detentions and suspensions.
I take getting in trouble very seriously. Very seriously.
See, and I don't. I'm like, whatever. You ain't going to bring me down, the man.
Right.
That's right.
But so what happened is that there's a little mini toy basketball hoop on the wall in her classroom. We were shooting hoops, and the rule was of the middle school is that if you weren't in your seat when the bell rang, you were considered late.
Okay.
I was in the classroom, but I wasn't in my seat. The bell rang. I ran like 10 feet to my seat. Me and 6 other students all got detentions.
Detentions for being late when you were in the classroom?
I was in the classroom.
Yeah.
People have over-exaggerated for quite some time, apparently.
Yeah, and then there was one time that I threw some, like, I got accused of throwing scissors at another student.
Okay, that's something.
But I had I slid the scissors on the ground. Like, I just slid them on the carpet.
Gotcha.
I did not throw scissors at another student. And I think I got, some kind of write-up for that.
You should have given the teacher an example. Be like, this is throwing scissors.
This is how you throw scissors. No, don't do that, kids. Don't do that one.
But also, I think that I went to this like school and I was real young, called Page Private School. I'm shocked I still remember this.
Yeah.
There was a teacher that was very abusive, to the point where like I was hit with a newspaper back then.
Oh wow!
Because I wasn't asleep in my little like nap pad, and
that'll help you get to sleep.
Yeah, right. Hitting I think
whack.
I think I threatened my grandpa by I was repeating what the teacher said. And I guess I threatened my grandpa by saying I would pin his tongue to the board if he kept talking. Something like that. Because that's what the teacher said to me and a bunch of other students.
Yeah, I had some mean teachers when I was young. I had a few. They were ornery.
I mean, it was just that one teacher. It's not the whole school's fault. I think it was just, back then, times were different, I guess. That was somewhat acceptable. I couldn't imagine being back in the day when you could hit students with a ruler. I would dare a teacher to do that to me.
I think it's still technically legal in Idaho.
Is it?
I think so. I'll have to ask Sergeant Crane about it, or Lieutenant Crane, I should say.
Yeah, come on, get his name right. I'll hit you with the ruler right now.
We've got the bad joke stick.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
That's right. We don't even need to worry about rulers. We'll knock you out.
Well, I think if you go to like one of those private schools, they might still be able to do so,
Probably.
Right? There's always those movies where it shows like that one kid who's like the innocent one getting abused in class, and then they finally stand up for themselves and they punch a nun. Like it's like somehow that's okay.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that either, kids.
Take that, Sister Teresa, and knocks him out.
We've got a lot of bad advice going on this show.
Right? Yeah.
Don't learn from us or movies, kids.
That's the title of this podcast. Don't punch a nun. So I was seeing people posting about this on I think Bussin' with the Boys, a famous podcast, was the one source I got this news from. NFL teams are no longer allowed to give ammonia and smelling salts to players during games because they can be used to mask potential signs or symptoms of a concussion. San Francisco 49ers tight end George Kittle is not a big fan of the ruling. He went public with his anger, saying that when his team got the memo, he was distraught all day. I considered retirement. Ooh. Sorry, not to make fun of the guy, but I mean, come on. You're a multimillionaire athlete, one of the best tight ends of all time. I can't use my smelling salts. Don't tell him this. He might beat me up. He said, we've got to figure out a middle ground here, guys. Kittle added that he has used smelling salts before every drive during games. Aren't those like one of the worst things you can smell on the planet? I've seen people like Joey Diaz, who's done years and years of drugs, on Joe Rogan's podcast, try smelling salts, and he viscerally jumped. Are they that bad? I don't want to find out for myself. I feel like if they're really hardcore, it might affect me somehow, some way, Don't like strong men do that or use smelling salts to prepare themselves for when they lift like a ton off the ground, that type of thing. Well, I think the recent update is that they're allowed to have smelling salts, because I saw this again earlier. Yeah, right there. Okay. Smelling salts are officially not banned. Organizations just cannot provide or supply them in any form. According, again, to a very reliable source called Bussin' with the Boys, a podcast from Barstool Sports. New England Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel played linebacker for 14 seasons in the NFL. He's still a tough guy, no doubt. Yesterday, he broke up a fight between his players and the Washington Commanders during a joint practice. He ended up at the bottom of the pile, emerged with a bloody cheek. Yikes. You ever see like an actual NFL player in person? They're huge. And I mean huge. The one guy I saw from the NFL was named Bryant McKinney. And that guy was like 6'8", 350 pounds. Huge dude. That's one of the many reasons why I never played football. I'm a big guy, but once you see how like insane NFL players are in person, or you see like how crazy they hurt the other player in person, it's terrifying. Well, anyway, let's wrap things up here. The stakes of the season opening Philadelphia Eagles and Dallas Cowboys game just got a bit higher for those of us who enjoy celebrities doing stupid things. Shaquille O'Neal is a literal giant Dallas Cowboys fan. He's so certain that the Cowboys will win that game that he revealed on his big podcast with Shaq that if Dallas loses, he'd find the dress that Charles Barkley wore in his 2012 Weight Watchers commercial and wear it outside of his Big Chicken restaurant in Las Vegas. I mean, you just see Shaq in a dress, you're just like, oh, it's Shaq being Shaq. It's not embarrassing for him. He's done, crazy, funny stuff over the years. He's just the big, lovable giant. Anyway, that does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update. Sorry for those that hate sports and are like, Peaches, just shut up and play the music. Okay, fine, I will. I might need to talk with Josh from Classy 97, Kevin, the big boss man. Might need to put together a Riverbend Fantasy Football League. I'm seeing here about, that's coming up soon. The starts of these leagues will be here quickly. When does the season officially start? Is it September? When does the NFL season officially start? Okay, just gave me, okay, there we go. Today? No, this is preseason. It scared me for a second. It just popped up. NFL preseason, Colts, Ravens, blah, 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 blah. Just give me the official start. Where's the start date? I'm going to get September. Forget it. All right? I'll just ask Josh when I say, hey, would you possibly want to do a Riverbend Fantasy Football League and have the loser do something funny? I don't know. One great thing about fantasy football is it offers the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. It's all luck based, really. You could have a great team and all the players end up injured. Next thing you know, you're last. But you also could have a crap team. All of a sudden, one of those players just goes off for that one season. And it's crazy how seriously people take it. There are quite a few athletes over the years who have posted DMs they've received from people who have lost their fantasy football match, and they've received like death threats from fans. It's downright nuts. But some classic punishments for those who have lost in fantasy football over the years, wearing the opposing team's jersey to a game or event. I mean, that's just, that's a stereotypical one. Singing a song in a random place with lots of people, downright embarrassing. Sitting in one place to eat and drink for 24 hours, that feels like it's a health hazard, Going on a, quote, date with an oversized stuffed animal at a restaurant. Wearing a sign of shame and taking the SATs is one of the punishments. Can you actually take that as an adult? Can you take the SATs as an adult? I thought that was more so like you had to do that in high school. I don't know. I took the ACT, did pretty well on it. The SAT, I don't think I did good on that one whatsoever. Anyway, let's stop talking about tests here and let's move on to some sleep token. Caramel, as they say in the song, on K-Bear 101. The Idaho Falls Farmers Market. It happens every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. You've heard me talk about it plenty of times in the year. It's fun to go check out what the local vendors are selling. There's a wide variety of different items like crafts, meats, baked goods, all made by people here in the area. And you might as well support local. That's a big thing, right? 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Memorial Drive is the Idaho Falls Farmers Market every Saturday from now till October. And not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Justin from 105 The Hawk, Josh from Classy 97, they'll both be there with the Riverbend Media Group tent all set up, accepting donations this time around for the community food basket. I think the last time we did this, we got a lot of good donations, but I think there was news somewhere, I don't have the article pulled up in front of me, that the local food baskets have been critically low, even with the donations. So we want to get those donations again for such a great cause. I have a list here of the food items they're in most need of, which will be posted on our website here soon enough, or at the Farmers Market link, the Farmers Market, the link on the K-Bear, Alt, or Cannonball 101 apps. It should say right there in the menu, Farmers Market. I'll update that here shortly. Some of the stuff that they need is canned soup, cereal, canned chili, mac and cheese, canned tuna or chicken, and canned veggies. Again, you don't have to remember all of this. Just make sure to go to the link here in the near future, and I'll have it posted. The Idaho Falls Farmers Market, again, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, August 16th. Josh and Justin will be out there accepting donations. And also, while you're out there, get yourself, food from a food truck. They got some of the best food trucks around right there in one area on Memorial Drive. Peaches Pit Party on K-Bear 101. Ever since I started using the CPAP to treat my sleep apnea, that's because, I had the whole AFib heart thing happen back in December of 2023, and then found out I had sleep apnea because of that. Since then, I've started using the CPAP. I've gotten used to it. Any single time that I even want to close my eyes, I'm like, I can't. I need my CPAP on me. And ever since I started using the CPAP, I will fall asleep deeply, and I'll have these sometimes crazy dreams. Most of the time, they're like real life scenarios that I fear happening, and it just happens in my dream. And then I wake up, I'm like, okay, that was all fake. It's not real. I still remember my dream from last night. There was times where I would remember my dream from for weeks ago. It involved people from high school. I think there was a dream not that long ago where I all of a sudden got kicked off the high school basketball team because I ran through one of my teammates during practice. He tried setting a screen and I just knocked him on his butt, and the coach stopped the whole thing. He's like, "Peaches, what are you doing? You can't just do that." Whole team scrutinizing me, yelling at me. Next thing you know, I'm off the team. And for some reason, there was nobody from the team from my high school basketball team that was on the team in my dream. It was a bunch of former coworkers from my days at In-N-Out and people like that, it's always funny how dreams work like that. They're normal when you have them, but then you wake up and you go, oh yeah, that's kind of dumb. I thought that, but yeah, I had a dream last night that was just awful. That like my mom all of a sudden just passed away, and I'm not knocking on wood. There was one time not that long ago. I had a dream back in 2023. Had a dream to where my dad just kept having these health issues, and he kept passing out, and I was driving him to the hospital when I woke up. And later that day, I found out my rent got increased. So then I proceeded to call my dad. Doesn't answer. Tried calling him again. I was just so irate that my rent got increased. I called him like 6 times in a row. Eventually, somebody answered, and it was a hospital worker. And he was like, "Hey, man, your dad's in the hospital." I went, "What? What do you mean my dad's in the hospital? Your dad's just, he's going through something? Can I find out what it is?" And of course, he can't tell me because of those rules. I didn't know about those rules. So then I just started like cussing the guy out on the phone. I was so irate, and I just took all my frustration of this guy. That was, a couple of years ago. But then hung up the phone on that guy. Found out my dad had the whole bacterial infection, that whole thing that I talked about previously back when it happened. And so this dream, I'm like now scared big time that something's going to happen to my mom. I called my dad earlier today. Seemed just fine. He was at work doing his thing. I usually try to call my mom, but her phone just does not work. She does not pick up phone calls anymore, not even from my dad or my sister. She just doesn't do that. She did it once a couple days ago, and I was like, "Oh, Mom, great to hear from you." Anyway, enough of me talking about my dreams here. Here's Muse, Unraveling. I came across this post in r/frugal. My coworker eats the exact same $1.25 meal every day, and I'm weirdly impressed, is the headline of this whole thing. There's this guy in my office who brings the same lunch to work every day, 1 hard-boiled egg, a scoop of rice, and half an avocado. He says it costs him about $1.25 per meal, no snacks, no drinks besides water, just that every day, and that's it. No other meals. This person goes on to say, "At first I thought he was doing some sort of minimalist diet or maybe struggling financially, but nope, he's just super into optimizing his expenses. Says he's calculated that this routine saves him over $2,500 a year compared to when he used to eat out." Imagine asking this guy to go out to dinner with you. He goes, "No thanks, I've already had my egg, rice, and avocado for the day." He meal preps it all in bulk on Sunday, packs it into identical containers, and doesn't seem to get bored at all. Even when when the office orders pizza or someone brings in donuts, he politely declines and says, "Already got my lunch." Wow. I mean, that honestly, if it's not bothering you, I mean, I feel like his farts would be rancid, to be quite honest with you. Eating a hard-boiled egg every day, you get healthy fats in the avocado, you get the complex carbs in the rice. It's a well-balanced meal, well-balanced little snack. I feel like I would be starving myself if I went on that diet. How did he discover that, too? Like, how did he discover, all right, if I get 1 hard-boiled egg, I bet it's not even good rice. I bet it's like the minute rice that you get in the giant box. And avocados are kind of expensive. Depends on where you go. Costs him $1.25 per meal. I mean, if it works and you're into it, go for it. Back in college, they tell you, hey, start a LinkedIn, start networking with people. Networking helps you quite a lot in any field, especially radio, because there's hardly any of us, but also it's best to know people and work your way up to the top. And I found this subreddit called LinkedIn Lunatics. It's literally just people posting the most random crap on LinkedIn. Like this one. Recently, I got a marriage proposal on LinkedIn. She said, "Are you on any matrimony?" I said, "Who needs a matrimonial profile when you have 245,000 plus followers on LinkedIn? Why LinkedIn? Career and growth oriented profiles. Colleague Cali verified profile. You don't need to introduce yourself. Your employer will. P.S. Stop chasing. Start exploring and manifesting." What does that even mean? Hashtag wealth. Hashtag health. Hashtag networking. There was one time I posted like one of those stupid lists because everyone posts like the top 10 reasons why I stopped eating cantaloupe because it affected my job. Like something dumb like that, and it'll go into detail. And it all sounds like it all has the same tone as like a formal business email. And there are literal people who look for things like that on LinkedIn and will put like the celebrate remark or put the like on it, type in a comment. and say, congratulations, that's awesome. Dumb things like that. Again, r/LinkedIn lunatics. If you want a good laugh, take a look at this subreddit. One thing I've learned recently is that there's a lot of people out there that just for some reason eat once a day. And I truly don't understand it. Was that always a thing that I just didn't know about? Because when I grew up, it was always just breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then all of a sudden, like, as a teenager, intermittent fasting pops up. The keto diet was a thing before that. And now, for the most part, I hear about these people, quote unquote, intermittent fasting. And I feel like it's just a way for them to label them being lazy and just skipping breakfast. Or that they, quote, don't feel like eating breakfast. And I really don't understand that whatsoever. Because I was just told, hey, you wake up in the morning, you eat something, gives you fuel for the day. It's the most important meal of the day, right? That's what I've always heard. But then I hear people skipping breakfast. I hear people like only having one meal a day, which I could easily understand if it's a whole financial restraint. But even poor me is, trying my best to eat 3 times a day. Sometimes I'll just skip breakfast because, well, I just went against my own point there. But that's just because I wake up too late to get anything and I end up starving myself from like 7 to noon. And then I finally rush out of here for my lunch break and go grab something. But I would expect something like this from Machine Gun Kelly. MGK recently shared that he only eats a couple times a week, adding that he just does water a bunch. Not the best example for someone who wants to endorse that type of diet, I guess, or lack thereof. But yeah, just weird. All of a sudden recently, I've been seeing more and more people popping up. I only eat like once a day. I was even talking with someone else. They're like, oh yeah, like, my whole family doesn't eat dinner? Like, what do you mean? You just go the whole time, from noon to like bedtime. You just don't eat anything? That's kind of strange to me. Well, if a British family was looking for a sign that it's time to move out of their home in North Yorkshire, they just got it. This family discovered they had a big rat problem. And by big, they mean very big. They called in pest control to trap this rodent, and they're just shocked. They were just shocked when a worker captured this massive 2-foot-long rat that was about the size of a cat. Local counselors shared a photo of the monster and warned that the rat problem in the area is getting out of control. They say this wasn't just a one-off, but a sign of a growing infestation issue across the borough. They're calling for a full vermin plan to battle the problem head-on before more residents encounter these massive home intruders. And I'm looking at the picture here. It's dead in a paper bag. And it really is giant. And what do they use to kill this thing? Like, do they shoot it? Do they just walk in with guns blazing? Like, I was thinking about getting myself a fly zapper, but a lot of these flies here in Idaho especially, they're huge. There was a few of them that I think there's a little crack in my window, one of my screens, that they just fly through, and then all of a sudden they're too stupid to make their way out. Like, they know how to get in somehow, some way. They have all of outside to fly around. But they end up in my apartment, and then I've been contemplating getting that that fly zapper. It's like $6 at Grocery Outlet. I saw one on sale outside the store. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should see if I can shock those flies to death. Wave my fly buzzer around like a lightsaber. All right, this is pretty funny. You get $1,000 every time you do something mildly evil. What's your go-to move? the top reply just says, get a really good parking spot at a busy place like downtown, anywhere. Sit there with the reverse lights on. One time I got yelled at when I was in college. I talked about my very first day at Fullerton College, the day I turned 18, my first day ever of college. Couldn't find a parking spot for 3 hours. Parking was horrible at that school. Horrible. There was multiple lots, just too many people that went there. And later on in the semester, as the semester went on, less and less people would attend classes, so parking would get easier. But those first couple of weeks, it was awful. It was real sad. It really sucked. But there was one time I was at the passenger side door of my place, of my car, I should say, my car, and some guy got out of his car. I went, "Hey, you backing out? You leaving?" Went, "No, I'm just on the passenger side of my car, putting in books." And then he just goes, "Thanks for wasting my time." Gets back in his car and drives away. I get it, parking's frustrating, but when you're talking to a guy on the passenger side, once you assume, oh, hey, he's here to stay, he's just getting something from his car. What's another answer here to you get $1,000 every time you do something mildly evil? Let toddlers trip in the sandbox. Oh, not physically. Okay, that's dumb. As a flight attendant, what the heck? Oh, there we go. As a flight attendant, crush a Biscoff before handing it to a passenger. I could retire in a month. Give one of your friends a nice snack of a crumbly Nature Valley bar. Every time I need $1,000, I leave a cheap bag at a cafe, library, or the like, and ask someone nearby if they can watch it until I come back, and then I never come back. Mine would be similar to the very top answer, where I would get a very tiny car, squeeze into it, park real far into the parking spot, in a crowded parking spot. So somebody thought there was an empty spot just sitting there. Nope. They get closer. Boom. Peach's tiny car in that space. I don't know why my feed is just full of random questions to talk about today. Which city disappointed you when you finally visited it? Top answer. Anyone who visits Daytona Beach leaves thinking, wow, this sucks. And they are correct. That's what the person wrote. Another answer, Miami. It started at the airport, went downhill from there. Rudest city I've ever been to by far. And I got to say, Idaho for sure has the nicest people in real life, of course. Facebook's a whole other story. But in real life, you do meet quite a lot of just nicer people. Back when I went to Hagerman, I think it was Buell, Idaho, with the friends, and we went kayaking, and my kayak filled with water, and it toppled over, and I had to swim to some guy's nearby boat, and that guy could have easily said, like any other Californian would do, get off my property and kick me off the boat and put me back in the water. But no, the guy was rather super, super nice and dragged my kayak even all the way back to where we rented it. And he just left all of his friends right there. It was a Blue Springs, Box Springs, whatever it's called. Left his friends. He untied his boat from the other boats, helped me get the kayak back to where it should be. Super nice guy. Didn't have to do that whatsoever. What else is on here for this question? For which city disappointed you when you finally visited it? There's Miami. There's Daytona Beach. I have stood on a corner in Winslow, Arizona. Okay. just quoting the song. It wasn't such a fine sight to see. All right. Enough of this. Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101. So I'm going to give you some behind-the-scenes stuff here. Now, I am out of the studio after 5 p.m. I work 8 to 5, so anytime you hear me on the air post 5 o'clock, it's through the magic of radio that the show goes on till 7. It's because I pre-record it, right? I pre-record the last 2 hours. Other than that, I'm in here doing this show, right? Well, I talked about this question during the 6 o'clock hour, and I couldn't find really anything else that was not political. And every time I go to Ask Reddit, I see some political question. I'm like, there's no way I'm asking that for to Peach their own. I avoid politics like the plague. But I did find this one that I talked more in depth about, like I said, during the 6 p.m. hour. You'll hear that break once we get closer to that time. But you get $1,000 every time you do something mildly evil. What's your go-to move? And the top answer to this thread is get a really good parking spot at a busy place and sit there with the reverse lights on. Couple of mild evil things, just mildly evil. Referring to someone well known in a way that's slightly wrong, the singer Elvis Preston, Paul McCarthy from the Beatles, President John F. Kennedy. Funny. So if you have a great answer for this, even if you have a bad answer for this, let me know. You get $1,000 every time you do something mildly evil. What's your go-to move? Let me know at 208-535-1015 for to Peach their own. Wow, I got all line. Oh, this person hung up. K-Bear, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, I'm doing great. What's that one thing you would do that's mildly evil to earn $1,000 every time?
Any chance I could steal someone's left shoe?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Or put it somewhere else in their house?
Just hide it or just take it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's like their favorite pair of shoes, or if it's their only pair of shoe, I would just take the left shoe.
It's like when you go into somebody's house and you move everything 4 inches to the left.
and they're just stubbing their toe everywhere.
Exactly. True evil.
My mild evil stuff would be just minor inconveniences to people that would seem like a huge inconvenience to anyone else.
You like take their sandwich out of their lunch pail and you flip the bread.
Just take one bite out of their sandwich. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then like put a note saying it's from their wife, or like the wife took a bite of the sandwich.
I owe you or something.
Perfect. Well, thank you for that answer. I got for some reason full lines here, so I'm gonna see what the other people have to say.
Oh, I can't wait to hear what other people have to say. It's gonna be great. This is a good topic.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
You have a good one. All right, here we go. Hey, K-Bear, thanks for calling in. You have an answer for DePeach Theron?
I do, yeah. So what I would do that is mildly evil is I would go and get a bunch of dollar coins and I would glue them to the ground, like on the sidewalks, and then I would go and watch people try to pick them up and just laugh as they're trying to pick these glued down coins. And I would be making money from it. And I, if a coin gets actually picked up somehow, I don't know, maybe with a scraper, other people are also making money,
You could see
just mildly evil.
You could see how desperate somebody is once they pull out that, like, what is it, the putty scraper or the gum scraper, and they really want that dime, nickel, penny, like they really want it off the ground. But I could only imagine like one person, like an older person, tries to pick up the coin and then just immediately falls over, smacks their face into the cement, and next thing you know, they've lost teeth.
Oh, no. That would not be good, man. Oh, I don't know about that. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's my whole answer for today.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Peaches. Have a good one.
You too. K-Bear, thanks for waiting here. You get $1,000 every time you do something mildly evil. What's your go-to move?
All right, Peaches.
All right.
So you flip your right-hand turn signal on, and you drive along, and you act like you're looking for an address, and you slow down next to every house or every business.
I was thinking, like, you just have the right-hand turn signal on, and you just keep driving in the right lane.
Oh, no. You slow down at almost every house. Being a mailman, you kind of look for the address, and then you speed up a little bit, and then you stop at the next one, and you look for the address.
Oh, that's great. That's like that.
And then people just start going around, and they just get annoyed. They're just downright mad.
Oh, that's awesome.
You just, but they may be looking for the address, but who knows? They just may not know how addresses work.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So you just pull up. Oh, it's 2250. Oh, I'm looking for 2260. Oh, that's 2258.
Or if they get a good view of you in the car, you pull out the MapQuest printed directions. And you're staring at a piece of paper while driving at the same time, going 15.
Yeah, exactly. Grandma style.
Oh, yeah. Well, awesome. Well, thank you for that answer, too.
All right, cool. Catch you tomorrow.
Catch you tomorrow. These have been great so far. Thank you, guys. K-Bear, how's it going?
Good.
Well, you get $1,000 every time you do something mildly evil. What's your go-to move?
So go to a busy, shopping center, parking lot. You just sit there and you wait for people to come out. And, a lot of people forget where they park. It's happened to me. It happens. So you wait until they pull out their key fob. And every time they raise it up to push it, you honk your horn.
I didn't even think about that. That's funny. Have you done that before?
Right. Maybe.
Okay, I'm just that's all I need to know. That's great.
And just see how long you can basically trap them there in the parking lot. Anyway.
Yeah, watch. Somehow I go to the same place you do, and then I'm the guy getting frustrated trying to find my car, and you're just laughing at me, looking all confused and dumb. Hey, K-Bear, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. You get $1,000 every time you do something mildly evil. What's your go-to move?
So this is a little like that guy that said take a bite out of the sandwich.
Uh-huh.
I've actually done that, but while it's still in the baggie, so you can see the teeth marks in their sandwich. I've done that a lot, actually. It's freaking hilarious.
Wait, so you mean to take like a bite out of the bag?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Into the sandwich.
All right.
So you're not actually like putting your germs on the sandwich, but there's a bite out of it.
Oh, gotcha. K-Bear, what is happening?
I would give them an upper decker. Their pizzas.
You'd give them an upper decker?
An upper decker.
Why did my mind immediately go to like putting a Zin on the roof of your mouth? But I now know which upper decker you're talking about. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.